Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I wanted to share a little bit about visiting this absolutely amazing little zoo. And I wasn't really expecting a lot when I saw it, and it was close, it was local. I had to catch my plane soon, so I was like, "Oh, let's just give it a try." And it just absolutely blew me away. It was organized in basically like these different loops, and it used like a lot of gardening and a lot of plants and stuff to kind of keep things separate. But it also used like boardwalks. In this section where the monkeys were, the monkeys had like all these like little catwalks and stuff, so they could be up high in the trees, and then the people were up on boardwalks so that we were tree height with them, and we could see all their behaviors and stuff. And it was kind of like one of those they made it kind of like one of those like who's watching who kind of moments, which was just absolutely amazing. And that was one of the other things that blew me away too, was that almost all the zoos these days, they're very much about natural habitats and keeping the animals as close as possible to like the real world and what they would have been living in had they not been in a zoo. But this zoo just seemed to manage to do it just a step above a lot of the other zoos that I've been, and it was really amazing because it really is a tiny zoo in comparison to some others I've been to. But it was just amazing that they really got to do it. Like they had the alligators in a big lagoon type thing, and some of the big birds, they didn't even have like anything between you and them, which was like, wow, like it, that felt a little like wow, especially with like the bald eagles and stuff. I mean, it was just you were just like right there with them. It was just like it was very immersive and stuff too. The other thing that was like really cool was that they just had volunteers like all over the zoo. Just they couldn't wait to tell you about all the animals, and it was just they'd hang by the different pens, and you'd come by, and they'd talk about the animals, and you can ask them all kinds of questions. And if you've watched the channel for a while, you know that one of the things that I'm like really huge on is learning stuff, and that's one of my favorite things to do is to go places that I could learn. So learning a little bit about animals and the anim and how their behaviors and stuff are. I'm in a very northern climate, so it's like, do bears even hibernate when they're in Florida? And I learned that, well, it's not the same as like a true full hibernation like they would do up in my northern climate. They do get more sleepy and they do kind of sleep a lot. I think it's called torpor. Brevard Zoo was just really impressive. This whole African theme area was just really, really amazing to me. And it was just so cleverly done with the way the boardwalks were, like where you could actually end up taking pictures of like the lions and you didn't have like a fence in front of them because the boardwalk elevated you enough that you were like at the top. So there was definitely sections that you had to be behind the fences or whatever. But there was also using the boardwalks. The animals were so far below you that you can actually take pictures of things. And just the way like the giraffes and the ostriches and the antelope and everything, they were all like free together and just moving around together. And just the way the rhinos were just kind of like lazing around, kind of acting, they were acting a little bit bored, but they were lazing around doing like natural things like hanging out in mud. So it was just kind of, it was just really cool. And the way they did like the kayak tours and stuff too. I didn't have enough time to go on one of the kayak tours, but I just thought that was just like a really clever way of doing things. And the way they had the giraffes so that the giraffes would be like coming towards you to get their hay. And then they were just standing right there, like practically next to you with their heads right there because you were so high up. You were like right by where their heads were. It was really, really cool. And then they did, I didn't get a chance to do it, but they were like, they had people like able to like feed the giraffes lettuce and all kinds of stuff. So it was just very, very interactive. It was really, really well done zoo. As much as I enjoyed the zoo, it was time to go home. Had some doggies waiting for me and a lot of work to do on the property.
Where's your toy?
So I said goodbye to Florida and welcome back to New York.